Welcome back. Now, what is the way of the heart specifically, so that you actually know what we are talking about? The way of the heart means doing what feels right to you in spite of what other people think of you. And the way of the heart means listening to your inner voice. So in this video, it's all about the emotional component of how to follow your heart and how to live the way of the heart, the emotional component of that. Now, there's a difference between an internal reference and an external reference. An external reference we do have when we listen to other people's opinions, when we care about their opinions, when we seek fulfillment and happiness and positive emotions from the outside, trying to fill us up, looking to other people for reference, for like, am I okay the way I am? Am I doing right? This is all an external reference, and the opposite of that is an internal reference. Instead of asking, am I right the way I'm doing it? It's more like, what does feel right to me? And that's totally different. This is the way of the leader. This is the way of the heart, the internal reference. And this is what the way of the heart is all about. Because emotional nourishment comes from within. It doesn't come from the external. I mean, it can come like little sparks, little tastes of the real thing can come from the outside. And this is where we actually run after and chase fulfillment and validation and approval and attention and all those other love equivalents by other people, because it makes us feel good. But it's from the outside. We give our power away. We are kind of dependent upon other people giving us what we need, what we believe we need. And so it's not in our power anymore, so we feel kind of shrunk and little, and we don't feel we have our life in our own hands. On the opposite, when we live by the internal reference, we feel emotional nourishment coming from within, some kind of fulfillment that you feel in your heart area because you do what's right for you, and you feel happy for no reason, because happiness doesn't need a reason. Happiness is a feeling, is totally irrational. Happiness doesn't ask for reasons. Happiness only asks for whether you're listening to your inner voice. And how we're going to do this, we will be talking in later videos. Here it's all about understanding the emotional component of the way of the heart. Because in stopping to care what other people think of us, we need to understand the emotions. And being an emotionally mature adult means to be emotionally independent, meaning emotions come from the inside, not from the outside. They express from the outside in. You feel it, you express it to other people rather than from other people taking it in so you fill yourself up. That's totally different. And when you live the way of the heart, this is what happens. You know, the internal reference, the reference of your heart, of your intuition, of your inner guidance, of what feels right to you, becomes the guiding principle in your life. So you're less dependent upon other people's opinions, because you don't need them to approve of you or something like that to feel good, because you feel good from the inside. Do you see that? So this is the emotional component, and also replacing lower with higher attractions of meeting your needs. You know, the lower attraction is kind of getting those little sparks of validation by other people, and the higher attraction is the true internal reference, where we feel like this is the real thing. Everything else felt like it, but it's like, you know, watching some romantic movie on the screen. You still might get emotional, but the real thing is the real thing, if you know what I mean, and I'm sure you do. So you see what I mean? Try not to get it from the outside, but start living the way of the heart. And here is what many other teachings, I believe, miss: making it a lifestyle instead of a method. You see, the method we've been talking about in module 2. Here it's about a lifestyle of following your heart that makes caring about what other people think of you, whether they approve of you or not, irrelevant. So with this being said, see you in the next video, where we will be talking about the emotional, like the component of happiness on the way of the heart.